Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. You can't make shit up. A few days ago, actually 2 days ago, I was asking this question in one of my videos, and the title is there, the top video right there. Where are the mighty US-Abrams tanks in Ukraine? Where are they? Now, here on the bottom one, when the September 26th, I think they were delivered, the tanks. So after a month, right? After 2 months, I asked, where the hell are they? Are they? They need 2 months to deploy them? Maybe. But guess what? Now, only now, after 2 months, or at least 2 days ago, when I asked where are they made the Telegraph came out with an article saying they were first spotted on the front. And I also have an article from Sputnik which confirms that Abrams tanks are operational and they are on the front fighting. We'll find out for how long. Because as I said, any piece of military equipment, you can hear it, you can see it, you can smell it, you can touch it, you can, that means you can detect it to destroy it. So sooner or later it will be, and I'm waiting. Now let's see this first article coming from the Telegraph. Ukraine-Russia war. First US-Abrams tank, singular, seen on battleground. I think it was, they delivered 31 tanks after they took the maybe the most important the thing that would probably give it the edge over the Russians, or they took the most advanced hardware and software and blumware from the tanks when they delivered it to the Ukrainians, being afraid that the Russians will capture it. Probably the Russians already know everything what's in that tank, but nevertheless. So then they sent something less than the tank was designed for to operate. Then why are you so scared, homie? Why are you so scared? What's going on here? If you stand behind a product, it's like you have, let's say, an SUV, let's say a Jeep, a very good Jeep, and it's made for off terrain, right? To go on the terrain, not on the highway. It's good on going. They say, wait, you can operate it, but don't go with it over the hills. Jesus in Christ, what are you talking about? That's exactly what I'm going to use it. Off-road. Off-road. Don't use it off-road, but it was designed to operate in off-road. Don't use it in wet conditions. What? The same. Don't operate these tanks. We're going to take stuff away in case it gets captured by the Russians. And besides, I don't think they have Ukrainian crews, just so you know. And I'm going to show you this little article, just in the picture right here. These three faces somehow are, blurred, as if the Russians will look for them or something. Really? I don't think those guys are Ukrainian, just so you know. I'm not. Why would you blur that? Because the Russians are going to do what? What the Russians are going to do to these three guys? Identify them and then do what? Attack their families? I mean, they can get this information from many other sources. But anyway, and here's another guy right here. I missed this guy. I don't think these guys are Ukrainian troops. I just have doubts. I'm skeptical. Why? You need a lot of training, especially not only with the language, with the whole thing over there. You don't just get it in 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and to be an expert. Expert. You're not going to give a Bentley, or I don't know what kind of the car, a Bugatti, to a guy who just got his license a month ago, driver's license. Would you? If your son gets his driver's license, I don't know, a month ago, after his training, would you give him your Bugatti? Hey, here it is. Here's the keys, whatever, go and take it for a spin. I wouldn't. I want to see you drive. I'm going to drive with you about 1 year, and then maybe if you pass it, it depends how much money you got. If you have 50 Bugattis, take this Bugatti. I don't give a damn, But Chiron or whatever it's called, Chiron, just one example. So in this case, you don't give the Abrams one to a novice on that, because it has to be able to react to the front situation in a fraction. It's gonna be like, they're coming, they're locked on us, what are we gonna do? Let me remember which button. I think it's the red one. Oh no, and you go here, and then, oh yeah, you don't have time. You have to do it instinctually. How do you do that? By repetition. Repetition. And you can repeat 5 days as much as you want. You need that to settle in. You need... Anyway, that's why I don't think these guys are Ukrainians, but we're going to find out after that. I mean, I'm 99% certain they're not Ukrainians. Why? Remember when that Leopard 2 tank was blown up by the Russians, and then, according to the Russians, the keyword according to the Russians, okay, the keywords here, when they got over there, they got a German with the whole crew was German, dead, and one was still alive, to say, jawohl, wir sind Deutsch, we are German. Yeah, and then he died. Toten. You can't make shit up. An American-made Abrams tank has been seen on the front line in Ukraine for the first time. Images circulated from Ukraine suggest. Photos, plural, emerged on social media of 4 Ukrainian soldiers. I don't think they're Ukrainian. There's some humanoids dressed in Ukrainian military, not even, I don't know, that has a helmet. That's it, dressed. It could be me over there. And I'm as Ukrainian as you are. So here you have it. Yeah, they're Ukrainian. No, they're 3 white humanoids, and this is white too, so 4 humanoids, which appears to show being in Ukraine clothing or whatever, military fatigue or uniforms, and a helmet here, a guy. That's what Ukrainian soldiers, yeah, my ass, appearing to pose on top of an Abrams painted in green camouflage. The US delivered 31, correct, Abrams tanks to Kiev in September. All right, then September, I was right here. What did I say? US-Abrams tanks won't be operated by Ukrainian crews. This is why. And I made my point over there. Go and check that video. What, September 28th? Or probably it was delivered in September 26th. They were delivered. So that's why they said in September. But they have not been seen in action yet, with lighter Western-donated Bradleys and Leopards being used more often instead, and blown up too. Ukrainian soldiers have been trained by the US Army to operate the Abrams, which were used extensively in Iraq and Afghanistan. Against what kind of military? Did they have satellites? What kind of missiles they had? I mean, it's really, did they have drones at that time? No. So yeah, Iraq, 22 million people, and Afghanistan, I don't know, 3 goats, 5 dogs, and 5 sheep or something. More of the tanks are likely being held back until weather conditions improve. Analyst says, what? What did I tell you? Read this again. More of the tanks are likely being held back until weather conditions improve. Ukraine has not commented on the photo. So don't use the Jeep on a wet season or, on a hill. Use it only on flat land. Well, is it an SUV? Is it an off-road vehicle? Yeah, but cut the shit out, man. Talk about it. And regarding the wet weather conditions, I covered this in a different video, and it was, let's see, trying to see if I find it. Russian troops break. No, I covered it 2 days ago, where an expert, and I was skeptical with this retired colonel in the Russian army. He claimed that, he made 3 claims that the Abrams were not be good for Ukraine, because they said during the winter time they have plastic and all that. And then I was making the point that I don't believe that. Plastic when it's frozen is the same thing as steel when it's frozen. It's just some hard surface. And he was saying that the plastic will have the tanks just skid and slip and so on, like the metal will not. Why is that? Anyway, if you have the shape is what matters at that time, not the really what is made. I mean, you can make out of wood, you have the right shape and it lasts, that's it. So the same, these guys here, they said that weather conditions improve. Well, and it says Ukraine has not commented on the photo. Oh yeah, I didn't look at the photo clearly behind. Oh yeah, because sometimes these guys post pictures, and you see here, I want to look at the fauna behind to see if there is a leaves in the trees, or this is from, you don't even know if this is in Ukraine. Let's make it clear. I don't know. It says the Abrams tanks is seen in a green camouflage at an unidentified location. They say in Ukraine right here on the bottom. I don't know if it's in Ukraine. Do you? Could be behind my house, and you would know it. You would know it if that tank with those guys, with my friends, dressed in some. And there's two in one color, and the third one is a third color. I mean, right there, the guy on top. I don't know if you can see it. He has a red kind of camouflage. They're not even, I don't know who's the guy in charge of something, so the Russians can snipe him, or what? Is that what it is? This guy right here, just ahead. Anyway, tomorrow they're gonna show us here like a black guy, and then I don't know who else. And gonna say, oh, these are Ukrainians. You see, his hands are white, so these three, and the complexion is white. Let's say they have like two black guys. And then they say the Ukrainians, holy fuck. Yeah, there's no, don't get me. Oh, what do you mean? There's some black people living in Ukraine. Yeah. Tank operators. All of them. All of them. Holy, screw me, man. So here it is, my friends. Let me show you let me show you this little thing here. Sputnik, obviously, Sputnik says they will burn US-Abrams tanks, unlikely to last long in Ukrainian conflict. Well, why is that? It says images leaked on social media indicate that Ukrainian forces may already be operating M1 Abrams, main battle tanks that the White House previously promised to provide Kiev. The news comes weeks after images of charred wrecks of German Leopard 2 tanks made headline. While these Abrams tanks are yet to be seen in action on the battlefields, Kiev may have a reason to keep this armor out of harm's way, argued Sergei Suvorov, a retired colonel of the Russian army and tank expert. I think this was the guy. Where it says, no, it doesn't say. He just says, well, the Abrams tanks will burn anyway. These Abrams tanks were burning in Iraq and in other places where they got deployed. And remember, when they got deployed in Afghanistan or somewhere else in Iraq, it was a long time ago. But they evolved, the other guys evolved. The Russians are not the Afghans, let's put it this way. It says that he also dismissed claim that the Abrams tank's engine cannot handle the sub-zero temperature in the Ukrainian conflict zone during winter, whereas a diesel engine often takes up to 30 minutes to heat up in order to start in cold weather conditions. A gas turbine engine, likely the M1 Abrams or the Russian T-80 tanks can start within 50 seconds in any freezing weather. So this is very contradictory to what I've said before, saying they don't have heaters and garbage like this. But anyway, so 31 Abrams. Pop. It doesn't even say why, but it doesn't really matter. As I said, they can be seen, heard, touched, smelled. They will hit them. Can hit the heat. Is not going to be a problem, like any other ones. And if you shoot it from far away, and if you even come with a little drone or 3 drones, 4 to 5 drones, you think the Abrams tanks will be like pam, pam, beam, boom, boom. That's Hollywood movies made by Zelensky Steins. So don't trust those ones. Yeah, they have some ability, but not like that. Otherwise, we think of Abrams tanks like Rambo. Rambo. Okay, the same thing here. All right, the Abrams tanks are not a Rambo. Rambo 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, or how many Stallone decided to show up in. I think he's like right now, because that's what I will. Okay, Stallone. Anyway, my friends, yeah. He did his part in Hollywood. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.